am absolutely cooked, and I have a 12-hour day tomorrow. But before we talk about that 12-hour day and how I'm physically cooked, I want to talk about this challenge and what streaming for 100 days is teaching me. So, this is day 5 of streaming for 100 days, and every day I make a little update on how I'm feeling mentally, how I'm feeling about the whole challenge, what I've been learning. So, let's talk about yesterday and what happened. So, yesterday I did 300 push ups live, which was actually a very, very difficult challenge, and I did not expect it to be as hard as it was. So after that, I ended up going live again 4 times, guys. I went live 4 times. So that means me and my friend Landon, we decided to make some live streams on his channel, and we did 4 of them. And we streamed for an hour each time. So yesterday, I actually ended up streaming for 5 hours, which was absolutely insane. Mentally, that was a little bit draining because we tried gaming content, which I've never actually done before. And the gaming content was it was okay. I think we were learning a lot about how to be entertaining streamers, but we weren't very good at the games, number one. And number two, the only game that was actually fun for us to play that we realized we actually liked was Gran Turismo, which is a racing game. But yeah, we ended up streaming for 4 other hours. So today, I'm just really, really tired, and that's fine. It's about showing up and being here for this challenge. But yeah, yesterday we streamed for 4 hours. I'm gonna have to edit up that content at some point. My favorite of the games we played for those 4 hours was actually Gran Turismo. That's a fun game. But yeah, pretty long streaming uh yesterday. As far as mental health, I'm feeling actually really good. I think a 9 out of 10 right now. My life hasn't been like that difficult at the moment, and that's a great thing. That's a blessing. Physically, I'm feeling very drained. I am so extremely sore from doing those 300 push-ups live. I woke up today and I could barely open my arms, like to about right here is where it starts hurting from doing 300 push-ups. My chest hurts super bad, and my range of motion goes to about right here, which is not the best thing because I have pitching tomorrow for baseball. So I hope that tonight I can kind of stretch and recover so that tomorrow I can do my best at baseball and pitching. So we got a 12-hour day tomorrow. Basically, put simply, my schedule on Wednesdays is the most crazy schedule ever. It is packed, and it is very, 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 very difficult sometimes to get through those days. So I have early morning seminary, and that starts at 6 a.m. So I basically start the day off at 6 a.m. So I have to go to bed early tonight, which is just great because I'm really tired. So 6 a.m. start. Then I go to work from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. My job is I'm a babysitter, so when I'm not live streaming or playing sports, I'm babysitting. So basically, I only do 3 things. I really just play sports, live stream, and spend time with people. That's all I do. And my job goes from literally 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Starting at about 4:20, I have baseball from 4:20 to 4:20 to 7 p.m. So it's more than a 12-hour day. It's a very long day. It's a 13-hour day tomorrow. And I'm 100% just going to try to slug my way through that day and survive, right? That is super duper long. It's the babysitting part isn't the hardest part of the day. It's just draining mentally because I'm watching 2 kids for the entire day, and these kids are climbing all over me and running all around the house. So I have to watch them and be locked in for those 8 hours I babysit. I'm making $80 that day. I make $12 an hour, so that's good. I'm making some money. As an athlete, um, you're not gonna know when life's gonna throw a challenge at you, or you're gonna have to balance life with something else, right? Or balance sports with something else. And I think a really, really big thing is that with anything in life, you have to balance it with things, right? And my biggest issue is that I'm struggling to balance sports with life. And so it's going to be kind of difficult to get through that 12-hour day. But here's the thing, in today's stream, we are mostly going to be talking about performing when you're not 100%, right? Because a lot of the time you're not going to be at 100%. A lot of people you're not going to be at 100% that often, right? As an athlete. So how am I mentally surviving? Well, the babysitting, that only goes till 4 p.m. So that's like my normal school schedule, and I'll be fine. I'm going to just chill, and in the car ride to baseball, I'm going to put in some headphones and listen to some music and just take a breath, And then we're going to go to baseball. And that's going to be a pretty good thing. I hope someone hops in here so I'm not just like talking to a camera by myself, but it's a-okay. We are chilling right now. We are chilling. So yeah, that's basically my my long day tomorrow. That's my long day tomorrow. And I'm just gonna set this right here. I'm low-key gonna like be like laid back because I'm pretty tired. So today was my first day of track and field practice as well. So I do baseball and track and field. Baseball season, my tryouts are actually next week. So I don't know if I'm on a team yet right now. At the moment, I'm not sure if I'm on a baseball team. And so I'm basically training, not knowing if I'm on a team yet until the 23rd, okay? On the 23rd, that's when I'm trying out. But track and field, we just started training today, and we train every single day. Right now, I go to baseball practices on Monday and Wednesdays. So every other day, when I'm not at baseball practice, I do track and field. So I do track and field, I do track and field Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 4 days a week, and I do baseball 2 days a week, and that's my schedule. My lower body days are my track and field days, and my upper body days are when I'm doing upper body with baseball, right? And that's how I'm balancing my life at the moment. But I don't even know if I'm on a baseball team yet, so I have to taper or train less hard because my tryouts are coming up in a week. So right now, I'm mentally juggling a lot. But if I'm not feeling 100%, I still have to show up. And track and field practices are an hour and a half of just straight up running, and sometimes some days they absolutely suck. So we got track and field. Today, for track and field, I was practicing with the distance team. We ran 8 miles, and because of my ride situation right now, and because I can't drive a car yet, I ran 8 miles with the team, and then to get back home, I had to run another 2 miles. So today I did 10 miles. That's why I'm physically cooked, okay? Because I ran 10 miles today. Not even exaggerating. 10 miles. That's just insane. I literally ran 10 miles today. So with that being said, we ran 10 miles. Then, okay, after this 10 miles is done, I get home and I'm just like chilling. Low-key, no one's in this stream, and it's making me feel a little bit sad, but it's fine. I'm low-key just gonna keep going. Maybe somebody will jump in. Anyway, so we finished my 10 miles with my team. I have track tomorrow, but I have to miss it because I'm having such a long day. So my next day of track practice will be on Thursday. I think the phases of not being at 100% are, as an athlete, you're not going to be at 100% every day. So how are you going to make it to the next step? For me, finding the motivation to continue to move forward, I live by this motto I made. It goes like this. I say, embrace the hard moments, because even the hardest moments eventually become memories. That quote to me, it shows that you need to embrace the hard times, because eventually everything hard you do is just a memory. It's something that you remember, whether that memory is good or bad. One day you're not going to be in the situation where you're able to do it anymore. If it's something bad and it's really hard, it's going to be a memory one day. You won't have to live that anymore because it's a memory. You don't have to live it again. And on the good side of that, embrace the hard moments because even the hardest moments become memories, okay? On the good side of that, at one point or another, athletes are going to be done doing their thing. You're going to be done playing your sport. You're going to get too old to play, or you're going to have a career ending injury. It happens to everybody at some point. Even the best things end. So when you're making good memories, even the hardest moments become memories. I was running a half marathon and I genuinely thought I wasn't going to make it. Right? I thought I was not going to finish the race. And when I finished the race, that is one of the most core memories I've created so far in sports. And it was because it was a hard moment. Even the hardest moments, when something is so hard, it will eventually become a memory. And I think that's important to know. Because some days, you're going to step onto the track, or onto the baseball field, the football field, the basketball court, whatever it may be, and you just won't want to be there. Because it's hard, because nobody's watching you, no one's looking at you, no one's telling you that you're making progress, right? And those are days when you're at 70%, you're feeling 60%, maybe you're feeling 40%. And no one's cheering for you, there's literally nobody, and you still have to show up. Keep in mind that these days are going to happen for every single person. These are going to happen for streamers, YouTubers, successful business people, athletes, anybody. Anybody's going to go through these days where they just don't want to do it. The difference between successful people and average people, though, is that the disciplined people, they show up time and time again, even on the days when they feel 70%, right? If I'm being honest, talking to the stream right now, this second, there are 0 people. Hey, what's up? I'm talking about showing up when nobody else is there and nobody's watching. And what I was saying is that there's going to be days when you're feeling 70%, right? And no one's there, and you just have to show up and get something done, right? You have to decide to get something done. And so today I was talking about how I was running my half marathon, and I finished that race, okay? And I finally understood the quote I made for myself. And the quote is, embrace the hard moments, because even the hardest of moments eventually become memories. It's a really cool quote because hard times, they'll become memories. So you don't have to go through that again, It's a memory. You won't have to go through the hard stuff again. And on the flip side, the good things, you can keep those as memories in your brain and use those for the rest of your life to fuel you, or you'll remember the good times. In the winter, I always end up missing track and field, and I feel so depressed without being able to go outside and run. That's some great advice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And sometimes I feel bad because I'm not able to go outside and run or go outside and do something, right? And I just think about the good memories I've created, or even some of the bad ones, right? And those are fuel, okay? The next thing about competing when you're not 100% is, now that you've created this memory, how are you going to show back up, right? Day in and day out, when people are there or when people are not there. Sometimes there are nobody's watching you, nobody's cheering for you. At that moment, what you've got to do is you've got to try to think about those hard moments and turn them into good moments, right? The hard moments are the best moments. When you finish something hard, that's when the most satisfaction happens. That's when your brain is like, I did something hard. I shared the stream to my friends. Thank you so much, Film Freaks for Life. Thank you so much. And that is crazy to say. That is crazy to say. That the hardest moments are going to be the best ones, right? So now I'm getting ready for this 12-hour day that I have tomorrow, and I'm low-key not looking forward to it, okay? Because I have to babysit all day, and I have to go to baseball right after babysitting, and I'm waking up at 6 a.m., and I'm going to get home at 7 p.m. those moments are the stairs to have great moments, to have great things happen, right? Today I was at track and field, actually. A lot of the things and a lot of the stories I tell are about track and field and baseball because those are my two main sports. So, film freak for life, just so you know, it's like my main two sports are track and baseball. That's why I talk about them a lot. So, I was at track today, and last year, actually, I was struggling to win any races. I was placing fourth every single time, fourth or fifth, every single race. And I decided to run cross country. So the difference between track and field and cross country is cross country, you're putting in hundreds of miles. Hundreds. You literally are just running miles and miles and miles every single day, basically. That's what cross country is. Track is you're running 100 meters, which is like a football field, okay? Like you're running, track is about running fast, and cross country is about running far. Anyway, so I couldn't win races about running fast, which is what I'm good at. I'm good at sprinting, which means just going as fast as you can, full throttle. Film Freak says, I also love track, baseball, and basketball. That's awesome. Yeah, those are really great sports. They really are amazing sports. Anyway, so like I was struggling to win, okay? And I decided I'm going to run cross country. Well, I couldn't keep up with it because my life was in a weird position with like school and friends where I was just mentally destroyed, and I was basically doing two-a-days, which means I was doing baseball every single night and I was doing cross country every single morning. And my body was getting blown up, like my body was getting destroyed. It was bad, and it wasn't a good lifestyle for me. And so I ended up not running with the cross country team over the fall, which was a very, very hard decision to make. And I missed it so much. But what I did decide, dude, that's so real. And also, you have a ton of homework. Yeah, for real. And you just like can't get what you want done. That's so facts. That's so for real. And so I just like dropped it, you know? And now basically what I started doing was there's local races that you can look for online that say we're running a 5K at this time or a 10K at this time or a half marathon at this time. So on my own time, I would wake up at 5:30 every morning and go on a run. Whether it was 1 mile, 3 miles, 10 miles, whatever it may be. I was running every morning. But I wasn't running with the team because the team schedule, they always run after school. And I cannot do that. I can't run after school because I have baseball after school. So I wasn't able to run with the team. Now I did all these races all by myself. Bear with me. I'm trying to get to a point here in a second. So I'm running all by myself day in and day out. And I finished, this is what I did. I ended up finishing so this is in 2025. I finished 2 5Ks, 1 10K, and 1 half marathon. That's 4 races. And I had to train for all of those races, so I ended up doing 355 miles in 1 year. That's how much I ran. 355 miles over a year. So almost 1 mile a day. Today was the first day of track, and I felt so good, not gonna lie. I felt like my body was like working the right way. I felt explosive on the track. I felt faster. I felt good. Like my body felt really good today. And I think the reason is because I kept showing up even when I was doing it all by myself. I was alone. Half the days, like some of the days, I would just sit in my bed when I was done running and I would just think to myself and I'd be like, I miss my cross country teammates. I miss running with a coach. I miss running with people. But I showed up every single day. I showed up, and even if it was only for 30 minutes, or even if it was for 15 minutes or 5 minutes, I showed up every single day. And now where that's gotten me after 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever it may be, it's gotten me to a point where I'm more confident in myself. I'm confident I can achieve different goals. I'm confident that I can do things that other people are not able to do. I ran a half marathon. How many kids can say they did that? Not a lot. And you get too close to the team. And you get so close to the team. Yeah, for real. You do get really, really close to your team in running. And so now, today was though it was one of the most exhausting days of my life, it was one of the greatest days to finally meet back up with my team. They're basically my family. I got to meet back up with them and run with them again. And I was in shape. Like, I felt like I could keep up with them. Today we were running sprints. We did this drill where it was a 50-meter dash, a 20. So it was a 20-meter, a 30-meter, a 40, a 50, and a 60. And then we went from 20, 40, 20, 30, 40, 60. And then we went 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. So we went up the ladder and then down the ladder for our sprints today. And there were new kids in there who were getting gassed. Like, it sucked for them. And they were puking. Like, there was one kid at practice today who threw up, which was crazy. And guess what? For the first time in my entire life, I wasn't gassed after a workout. Like that, I was tired because I was working out my body. I was tired because I was pushing myself because that's what you're supposed to do. But I didn't feel like I was about to pass out. Most workouts, I feel like I'm about to pass out. And that is what really hit me. It really hit me that if you show up again and again and again, you can't be stopped. You can't be stopped no matter what you're doing. If you really want to get good at math and you do it one time, do you think you're going to get good at math? Well, the answer to that is no. One time won't get you good at math. But if you do it for 1 week, if you do it for 1 month, if you do it for 1 year, you will get way better at math. Did you know that if you work on math just for 15 minutes a day, you can probably go up 2 grades in 1 year in math? Like, it's not that difficult to get better at whatever skill you're trying to do. And it's just kind of crazy to me. I'm kind of going on a rant, if that makes sense, but like, I think some people need to hear this. Preserving, when you're not at 100% is when it's the hardest. So being able to light your own fire and keep yourself motivated is a skill that every single person needs. Whether you're an adult or a kid, you kind of need this skill just so that it can help you throughout your life, is keeping yourself motivated. I do want to say, if y'all are not subscribed to the channel, please do so, because I'm trying to live stream every single day for 100 days so that I can get big on YouTube one day. And I'm going to keep on streaming every single day until something happens. And some of these days, it's quiet streams like this where we just talk back and forth. And other days I'm doing 300 push-ups live or challenging my friends in pool. My first stream of this challenge, me and my friends played pool and we boxed each other. We did boxing and played pool. And it was really fun. It was like a really good stream. For tomorrow, I'm going to be here. My commitment is that I am going to be here tomorrow. After a 12-hour day, I'm going to be here. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow for the stream yet. It might just be editing live. I have no idea yet. Like, literally no idea. But I'm going to be here tomorrow as well. What I want to hear for the one viewer out there is this helpful? Does this give you kind of a look into an athlete's life? I mean, you probably play sports if you're watching this video, but I do want to hear, is this inspirational? Is this helpful? Is there anything I could explain better? I just kind of want to talk about discipline on this channel and performing with, 1, nobody watching you, but also 2, when you don't feel like it. So, real quick, do you have anything to add on to that, Film Freaks for Life? Or do you have, does anyone have anything to add into chat about sports, about anything like that I can talk about? It really does help. So yeah, I'm just going to continue to share things while I wait for answers, but yeah. Now, sports is also, there's a lot of executive decisions. That's what I've been learning as I'm in high school. So my main sport is baseball. I want to go to the MLB. I want to become a pro at baseball. I want to maybe play for the Yankees or the Angels when I'm in the pros. And that's my main goal, is to play baseball. But in baseball, there's a lot of executive decisions you have to make, like, are you going to be an infielder, outfielder, pitcher, whatever. I'm a pitcher currently, and I only throw 70 miles per hour, and I'm a sophomore in high school. And so that is really, really slow. Because most sophomores in high school are throwing 80 miles per hour. And there's 2 ways I could look at this, right? I could compare myself to the other people who I'm playing with, the other sophomores who are throwing 80, and I could feel like I'm a loser, right? Or I could compare myself to where I was last year. Last year, I was only throwing 62 miles per hour. Now I'm throwing 70. So if I make that same improvement, I'll be throwing 78 by the end of this year, which is okay. I mean, that can get me through high school, right? It's about little improvements day in and day out. But I have to make a really hard decision. Am I going to continue to pitch or am I going to change my position? What's up, Just Colt? I'm talking about discipline and like how I'm really, really tired today after a very, very long day and how I'm preparing for a 12-hour day tomorrow. Because today is one of those like really chill streams where I'm just trying to show up. I'm trying to be here. We got 3 people in the chat. So my executive decision that I've been thinking about is because I only throw 72 miles per hour or 70 miles per hour and I'm a sophomore, am I going to take up infield or outfield, right? I'm trying to become a second baseman right now, and it's really weird to learn a new position when you've been pitching your entire life. But in my opinion, the way that I see it, I'm going to get more playtime if I change my position. So baseball is like a business to me. I think about baseball as a business. It's a fun business. When I'm practicing, I practice specific skills that I should use in my games, right? Or specific skills that I actually need, that I need. But those skills that I'm practicing are kind of like an investment for me. If I'm playing good in baseball, that's how I'm going to get to the next level. That's how I'm going to get more playtime. And pitching, it's not, I love pitching, but it's not doing that for me. And actually, because of track and field, my best skill in baseball is how fast I run. I steal a lot of bases. I actually stole 58 bases last season in about 12 games. I stole 58 bases. I keep on hitting doubles and triples because whenever I hit the ball, I can just run fast enough to get on base. King George says, Ren, what's good, bro? Dude, life is good, King George. I'm talking about low-key just discipline in general. I'm kind of just talking about my sports life at the moment because sports are what I've been thinking about because we are getting full into sports season. Like, it is crazy how deep we're getting into sports season here. My tryouts are actually next week on Monday for my high school baseball team, and I'm kind of nervous, but yeah, I'm talking about the decision right now, why I'm not pitching anymore. Well, why I'm going to focus more on infield instead of pitching, even though I used to be a pitcher. So one of my biggest skills was running fast, and I use track and field to continue to develop that. I don't know where my career in track and field is going to go because I'm not the best at track and field. I usually only like get third place or like fourth place in my races. But my biggest skill right now is speed. So I'm going to continue to develop that and then add other skills onto that. Playing second base is about being smooth and being able to make a play and be consistent with it. So I've been doing 15 minutes every day of just footwork to get ready to be a second baseman every single day. And that's helping me improve a lot. But one thing that people in life are looking for is hard workers. Whether you're playing sports or you're working a job, people are looking for someone who's going to work hard and get what they said they're going to, like, oh my goodness. They're going to do what they said they're going to do. So in baseball, coaches love when I say I'm going to work out every single day. And coaches love when I ask them questions to improve. When you are working a job, employers love when you're doing your job the right way and working really, really hard. That's how it works. That's how life works, right? So in baseball, even though I'm learning this new position that I'm not really familiar with, I'm hoping that my skills at what I already know are going to take me far enough to continue to progress through the game. This is sophomore tryouts. So I'm a sophomore. I'm going to be 16, guys. Next month, I'll be 16, which is crazy. So that gives me 2 more years in high school sports, and then I have to focus on college and beyond. So that was my first executive decision. The first big decision I'm making. And that decision is that I'm focusing more on infield than pitching. Okay, that's the first one out of the way. That one took a long time to explain. The second executive decision is that life is so busy for me right now as an athlete. I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this, but like if any of you guys are in high school or know about high school and did any sports, did it ever feel like you had no time except your sport? Does anybody feel like that? I'm just curious. Does anybody like feel like you have no time except your sport or your job? Because right now I'm in this like weird situation where I can I can either work all day. Yes, I was on the golf team. So did you like have time to do other things than golf? Because like I'm almost 16, so one of my decisions that I've been looking into is getting a real job at like um, a fast food place, like maybe McDonald's. I don't want to actually work at McDonald's, but like I've been looking at places like that to work. And I have to make another executive decision, another hard decision. And that hard decision is I might not have time to get an actual job if I'm doing sports. So, how am I going to make money to survive my high school years? How am I going to make money to go on dates and hang out with friends and do all the things high schoolers need to do? I think any time in your life, whether you're an adult or a teenager, you have to make decisions like this. But as I get older, you just obviously have to make more. And so I made the decision, or I'm working on the decision right now. I've been talking to my parents about this and talking to everybody I know to see if this is a good decision. But I don't think I'm going to get a job. I think I'm going to focus on YouTube and sports. That's it. I think YouTube could potentially make me some money that I could put into playing sports. And YouTube, if I lock in on YouTube, I can build a community that we can help each other improve. This is a self improvement channel. We are all here to improve. So, everybody who's watching me, please ask questions. Please chat with each other. I want everybody to feel like this is your home where you can learn something and you can get inspired to go out and do something. Like Film Freaks for Life, yes, he was on the golf team. That's pretty cool. And King George, he's in my chat right now. He's been watching and inspiring me to continue to be a streamer for a long time. The schedule's always so busy with sports, working out, family, friends, working, and church. Exactly. I don't think a lot of people understand that about sports. It's just, I kind of want to make this channel about being genuine and telling people what's actually happening, you know? Because a lot of people think athletes just go to their sports twice a week and are really, really good. That's not the case. If you're playing sports, most of the time when you get to high school, you play every single day. You work every single day. Or you go to the gym every single day, or you do something related to your sport every day. At least I do. I'm like in the gym. Like my parents and my family, they're at the gym right now, and I had to make the decision, do I want to go to the gym with them or stay here and work on YouTube? And I actually made the decision to entertain you guys and be here for you guys and talk through my life. And it's also really nice to just be able to like set up the camera and talk about what I need to talk about, you know? So yeah, the second executive decision that I'm making is I'm not going to get a job. While all my 16-year-old friends, they're trying to get jobs and put in their job applications for like McDonald's and all these other places, I'm going to be out of money for a little bit. I'm going to... Oh, Corbin Stevenson said I subbed. Thank you so much, Corbin. Thank you so much for the sub. W. By the way, just like so that I can keep track, I started the stream at 1,162 subscribers. So I should be at 1,163. But yeah, 1,162 subscribers at day 5 of streaming every single day. So that's where I'm at. I made the executive decision. And now I'm really locked in for the season. So what are some things that you guys want to see on the channel coming forward? Because I'm trying to be educational but like helpful for you guys. So what are some stuff you want to see and what can I do better as a streamer? Because really this time with you guys is focused time where I just talk through things and work for an hour. So what should I improve on as far as being yeah, dude. I could go on and on about how schedules are just difficult. The hardest part about sports is literally balancing life with your sport. Films Freaks for Life is an athlete, which means you go through kind of probably similar stuff that I go through, right? Because athletes are working hard all the time. Film Freaks for Life What is your sport? Like, what is your favorite sport? And what is the sport you feel like you're the best at in general? Yeah. What's your sport? Like, I saw that you do basketball, golf, and what was it? Baseball. You said you did all of them. Hey, any Bob in here? No, Golden Trophy VR. Bob is not here today. Bob only comes on occasion. He usually only comes like once a week or once every 2 weeks. We don't see each other that much IRL because he lives like 3 hours away. So what are you doing to improve each and every day? Golden Trophy VR, we were just talking about discipline, and like sometimes that's like the most important thing you can do in your life is just show up when it's hard, when it's difficult. Basketball is film freak for life's sport. So yeah, what are you doing to show up for basketball every day? Is it hard for you to balance your schedule, or is it just like kind of normal to do that? I'm so curious, people. It's actually so fun because when I used to make videos, it was just me sitting all by myself, and I would like talk to a camera in it, you know. But now I'm live, and like there's people watching, and it's so fun. We get to like just talk about things. Um, as far as goals go, working out and practicing twice a week. That's insane. Good job. I think you could add, if you really want to lock in on basketball, you could try to dribble for at least 10 minutes a day to get yourself better. That really would help with ball handling, I think. Ball handling is really, really good for basketball, is what I figured. I did basketball for 1 year. Did you guys know that? Last year I played basketball. It was my first year, and I loved it, but I didn't have enough time to do it again this year because life was just busy. A lot happens. I actually do a lot of sports. I do baseball, track and field. I do speech and debate, which I like, but I'm not going to do it for that long. Yep, and also a personal trainer. Ooh, personal training. Too, that's pretty good. I thought you said personal trainer for a minute, but you said personal training. That's pretty good. I'm trying to like see because I have notes on this computer right now, so I can like kind of go to talking points. But we are 30 minutes into the stream, so we could just kind of talk about life in general. I have to hop off in about 20 minutes so I can go to bed because I'm a sleepy little boy, and it's a-okay to be sleepy after working out in one day a lot. I'm gonna actually pull up my notes just so like I know what to talk about because sometimes I'm still learning to like know exactly what I want to talk about. And these streams, because I'm streaming every single day, they're kind of just like I wing it, you know? I hop on and I just like stream, you know, because I'm not able to plan every single stream out because I've been streaming every day so far. This is day 5, and the ideas they're not flowing that well right now. So do you guys have any ideas too for like streams and stuff like that? Let's see. Da, 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 da. Okay, yeah, so I want to kind of go into performing at 70% again. I just want to talk about this real quick. And the thing I want to talk about is not letting your mood dictate your performance. This is really important in life, okay? Sometimes you're going to have a bad day, and you're just going to have to do something on that bad day. You're going to have to go to work, you're going to have to go to school, and you are personally having a not fun day, or a hard day, or a day when you're just grumpy. Like, how many of you... Okay, bro. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, and I, like, just don't want to see anybody, and I don't want to talk to anybody, and I feel, like, super, sorry, man, I gotta go, but thanks for the advice and conversations. Of course, have a good day, dude. Thank you for stopping by and being here. I love the support, and I love chatting with y'all, so please come back if you have to leave. But yeah, you're sometimes not gonna feel it. Like, you're not gonna feel like doing anything in the day. But don't let your mood dictate your performance in your sport, okay? If I strike out in a baseball game, I have 2 options. I can complain about the strikeout and crash out and get super mad, which, I'm going to be honest, that happens to me quite often, which is sad to say, but I can crash out and be super negative, and if you're negative, then the next time I play, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get back in the batter's box and go again. Or I can be positive and say that, oh man, I made a mistake. I'm not going to let that happen again. And I'm going to have automatic feedback from this. something interesting that I learned from. So me and my friend Mickey were boxing 2 nights ago live, and I punched him in the face so hard, and he said to me, um, a few fights later, he was fighting one of my other friends, right? And he said I kept my hands up way more because I didn't want to repeat my mistake. I didn't want it to happen again, and I respected that so much because if you make a mistake, you have two decisions. You can be mad about your mistake. You can say, "Oh man, I shouldn't have made that mistake," and you can cry about it in a corner. You can do that forever, right? You can cry about your mistakes forever, and you can continue to make mistakes and just cry about them. Or or you can be positive about your mistakes and learn from them. That's going to make you a very, very, very disciplined and also more successful person, right? If you can learn from your mistakes. So my friend Mickey, who's now holding his hands up more in boxing, protecting his head better, he learned and he got instant what's the word? He got like an instant lesson from boxing that he needed to keep his hands up higher. So when I lose a race in track and field, I think back to myself and say, what could I have done better? I could have used my block start better. I could have pushed on my first 3 steps harder. I could have trained better during that week before the race. I could have eaten better. I could have whatever. But the two decisions are you have to try to avoid spiraling and crashing out and the not letting your mood dictate your performance is very, very important. Like even in races, you have or like in a sport, you have to block people out. You have to. It's just a thing you need to do. Because your self-esteem, like how you feel about yourself, how other people feel about you, how your coach feels about you, all of this stuff, when you're playing your sport, that does not matter. Nothing really matters. Your mood itself doesn't matter. The only thing that matters when you are doing a task is that you are laser focused doing that task. Like, people tell me, you suck at baseball, you suck at running. Yo, what's up, Ava? How you doing? I'm talking about right now not letting mood dictate your performance when you're playing sports, because I feel like it's very important. Like people just crash out and get mad, that they are not doing well and it ruins how you play. So I was talking about like people say like to me genuinely, they're like, "I hate you. You're annoying." All this kind of stuff. But when you are playing your sport or when you're doing your discipline, whatever that may be, a job, a sport, you have to block everything out. You have to block all the noise out and just lock in on yourself. I mean, athletes, okay, I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything. Athletes are some of the most selfish people you'll ever know. If you ask any athlete who's going to win, they're probably going to say themselves. And the reason they do that is because they need to stay in that zone and be able to block things out. So if I'm trying to give you guys advice, the viewers, right? My advice for you is do not let your mood dictate your performance, right? Your mood, I don't know, it could be crazy. Like in high school, you could have a breakup, your girlfriend or boyfriend doesn't like you, your job could suck, whatever it may be. There's literally endless things that could affect your mood, and your mood very much affects how you play in sports, which is very, very interesting. So yeah, that's pretty chill. That's what my rant was on. But yeah, very, very, very much. I love how Ava just says yes and then just like dips. That's pretty funny. Um, Now the last thing I want to say is I will be here tomorrow, and I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna stream tomorrow after my 12-hour day. We're gonna have another conversation. It's gonna be chill. But I have nothing else to talk about. I think there's just no skipping. There's nothing like that in sports, and that was my day update of today. Thank you to everyone who watched. If you are rewatching and you got all the way here, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow.